Happy Easter. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's obviously a very important holiday for over 2 billion people. And for me personally, having been raised as a Jewish person in the suburbs of Philadelphia, I've always been, I read the New Testament twice when I was younger, and I've always, had a high regard for the love that Jesus always spread, and the whole idea of the kingdom of God is within you, and, sacrificing himself for humanity is not something that is easy for anybody to do, and especially the way that happened to him. So I want to just again say Happy Easter, and I'm dedicating, I wrote a song. There's 2 songs that I'm going to play for you tonight. One's called Count Your Blessings, which is very relevant. I think that you'll feel that, and another song called One. But before I start completely, I have changed the title of the podcast to The Kurt Shore Show. After trying a couple different titles, I figured, you know what, it's just easier. It's, I have an easy name to remember too, Kurt Shore. There's a couple funny stories about that, but I'll tell you one is that, I have 2 sons, 22-year-old Alec and 28-year-old now, Corey, who's out in LA, and he's doing music as well. But anyway, I always wanted to name one of my kids Yes, formally, and then it would be Yeah, Sure, because I figured that would give him a nice sense of humor, like, in class, like, what's your name? Yeah, and somebody would go, Yeah, Sure, and he goes, that's right, Yeah, Sure. But Suzanne, who was the mother of my children and my partner in business, didn't think that would really work. Probably correct. But anyway, so I'm calling it The Kurt Shore Show. And what's really kind of ironic about that is in my relationship with Suzanne in the past, and even in business, it almost became a derogatory thing when she said, you've got to get out of the Kurt Show, the Kurt Shore Show, and work better as a partner. And it took me a long time to learn what actually that meant. And it really, these last few years, I would say, since, the lockdowns and rallying against the lockdowns and all that stuff, and losing so much of my clients because of my public opinions and friendships and all that stuff. But, it made me go inside and get more spiritual, I think, and really not only spiritual for, people use that word all the time, but it's, for me, it's been a 6-year journey of really having to go deep and find out who I really am and let go of things that were hurtful to others. Just, I was never intentionally hurtful, but, my disconnection with friends and stuff, and just, I had to learn to get over that. Anyway, so Easter, the first song I'm going to sing for you is called Count Your Blessings, as I said. And the way I'm going to do that is I actually have the pre-recorded track. It's a single. Not a single. It's a record, and it's everywhere on Apple and Spotify. So if you like it, please, definitely listen to it. I think it's a smile to in your heart. It's one of those kinds of songs that will just make you smile and feel good. And I really believe it. And when you count your blessings, guess what? The greatest blessing is you. So I'm going to set that up. I'm just going to pick the mic up because I'm going to sing standing up, if that's okay. Here I go. Here we go. And I have to lift the camera up a little bit, angle it up. Okay. You think a little higher so I can sing it? Okay. So here we go. I'll set it up to start any second now. Here we go. Get ready. Close your eyes, it is time to sleep. The day is over, you can finally dream. Just know I'm beside you. Feel the love that's inside you. Let your worries fade and disappear. We're only clouds made from ancient fears. You have so many treasures. There's no way to measure. Count your blessings, beginning with you. Count your blessings. So easy to do. Every time you laugh and you cry, every day you breathe in the sky, every morning you wake up alive. Count your blessings. So sleep, my darling, let your soul escape. Bring back magic from the Milky Way. You're the dance of the stars. The expanse is who you are. You're the miracle God meant you to be. You're such a gift, don't be afraid to see. Let this be the lifetime. Fulfill your true timeline. Count your blessings, beginning with you. Count your blessings, and I'll count them too. You are loving, you are kind. You face storms and you survive. Tomorrow when you wake up and open your eyes, count your blessings. 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 Whoa, whoa. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'll take a little moment to say, please, I'm doing this now full-time, music, and starting these shows, and whatever you want to call them, podcasts. So I would ask you if you could just, I need your support. And if you like the feeling of my music, I don't think many people are writing songs like this anymore. So, and there's nothing AI about me and no artificial intelligence in anything I do. It's all real. I play all the instruments, piano, and I do everything and write all the lyrics myself. I don't go to AI ever. So, maybe that's something fresh and something different for everybody. But if you could, I have in the comments I pinned the ways you can support me through Buy Me a Coffee or join my community at Patreon. And that's where I'm going to dive deeper into the songwriting process. And I'm going to go over some of the hit songs and the artists that I helped develop when I was doing that full time. Songs like Catch Me I'm Falling, and I worked with the rock band Cinderella, did play piano on Long Cold Winter, and we recorded their biggest records and stuff. So at a place called KGEM Studios in Gladwin, outside of Philly. Anyway, let me sit down, and we're going to do the next song, and I want to tell you about that one. This song, hold up one second if you don't mind. Here we go. Okay. The mic is all the way up here. So the next song I'm going to play, and this one I'm going to play live actually, it's called One. And let me tell you when I wrote it. I was running. I run every day. I try to stay in shape. I run 2-3 miles a day no matter what the weather is. If it's snowing or it's raining or if it's 99 degrees, I still run every single day, do my push-ups and all that. It's another thing. But anyway, I was running. It was right around Easter a year or two ago, and I just had this amazing feeling and emotion about, when I start my run, I run a mile uphill, and it's a very steep hill, and it's hard, And it's not like, hey, I'm really excited about running up this big hill again, And I just got this wave of emotion, like, as hard as that is, or hard that anything is in life, like can you imagine doing what Jesus did, where he was nailed to a cross and sacrificed his life for the world, and I just can't imagine what that would have felt like. And then as I was coming back that night after the run, I went right into the studio and I wrote the song, and it all came out at once, the whole song, and then I recorded it, and it's on my YouTube channel. I'll put it on Instagram and all that stuff. And I called it One, and the reason I called it One was 2 reasons actually, but the main reason is because, I do believe we're all connected and we're all one. And when it comes to someone like Jesus, he was one. He was so connected to every one of us, and if we could just learn how to be connected to one another in the same way, there would be no wars, there would be no enemies. You would have, unwavering faith or an unconditional love for one another. And it sounds like a fantasy, but I don't believe it is. And maybe in another reality, I think that's a lot of people are trying to get there now. And so this song is called One. And the other thing that there's a lyric in it that you'll hear at the very end of each chorus. And I really do the quote that is written that he did, which is, and it is done, or and it is finished. I just said it, and it's done, which were his last words. And, I hope you like it. I'm going to do this live completely. So you'll see. Here we go. Whatever I was, I am no longer. Whatever I did, I do no longer. Oh my gosh, so still. I'm going to do it again. Okay, that's the thing about doing it live. You might make a mistake, but okay. Whatever I was, I am no longer. Whatever I did, I do no longer. Whatever I felt, I feel no longer. Whatever I saw, I fear no longer. What you see right now is who I am, and soon enough I'll be no longer. This is the way of one heart, one life, one soul sacrificed, one love, one life, and it is done. and it is done. Whoever I want, I am no longer. Whoever I hurt, I'll hurt no longer. Whoever I fought, I fight no longer. Whoever I left alone, I leave no longer. Who you see right now is what I am. And soon enough, I'll be no longer. This is the way of one heart, one life, one soul sacrificed, one love, one light, and it is done, it is done. Oh, one heart, one life, one soul sacrificed, one love, one light, and it is done, and it is done. Happy Easter, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to record that in a big way, you know, with the strings and the whole thing. And I certainly hope that you'll listen to it again when I do. And the next thing that I want to make the connection to is this book that I wrote for children, Tulip and Truk. And, you know, this book is all connected to the same theme. It's about a boy and his beautiful tulip that he loved, and it's, again, unwavering faith and unconditional love. So I'm going to read a little section of it. I did last week on the last podcast. I'm just going to read a few more pages, and I'll show it to you live right here. By the way, what I'd love to do with this, I'm hoping, first of all, I have about 3 other stories already written, just not made into a book and all that. And I'm hoping to eventually, you know, write music for it and maybe make almost like a Disney-esque film, or at least the old Disney, not the crazy Disney that has developed over these last few years. And by the way, the artwork was done by this woman in Ukraine that I had found out about after the Ukraine war broke out, and I figured, you know, maybe, people who follow me, there's a lot of artists, and I saw her art somewhere, and I just somehow connected with her, and we spent months on developing the exact look of Truk and everything in here, and I just think it's world class. It's just so beautiful, you know. So what happens is a storm comes, and a big storm, it never happens, and it just, it was like a tidal wave kind of thing, and he escaped up a mountain, but when he went back, or the next morning after the storm went, he saw that his tulip and the garden was gone, but he just felt in his heart and his intuition that she was still alive. And of course, it's a children's story, so I don't think I'm giving away anything that, there's going to be a happy ending. So I'll just read a little bit here, and I'll show you the pictures. When he awoke after the storm, he saw a forest of broken trees and mud everywhere. He ran through it all to the garden, all the mud, and it was gone, all along with Tulip. He looked up at the now clear blue skies and closed his eyes and opened his heart and his intuition. He felt she was alive, but hurt and alone. And I think I just showed you this. I'll just show it again. There you go. He very slowly scanned the hills and trees around him and saw no signs of Tulip. For hours he walked and scanned and listened to his heart for the faintest voice of his beautiful Tulip. You can see. Oops. Guess what? And I'm just going to read this page to you. Just as night was about to come again, he saw a dim purple and yellow dot high up in a tree on a hill. He began to run toward it. The closer he got, the little voice in his head grew louder. Just want to show you. See the little dot up here? Right there. There. There's Truk. He heard the voice, and it said, "I knew you'd come. I knew you would find me, my gentle Truk." And there she was, her roots clinging to a small clump of mud high up in a tree that was strong enough to withstand the winds and the waters of the storm. Truk climbed up the tree and gently cupped his hands around her roots, and he tucked her deep within his arms. Here you go. Close to his heart to keep her warm and safe. He walked all night to her garden home. When he got there, he cleared away the debris and created a new mound of beautiful soil for her roots to take hold. So I'll leave it there for now. I will read one little dedication. Of course, that's beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? She's just lovely. And I will read this dedication. I dedicate this book to all those I may have hurt from my chaotic impatience and blindness, and most importantly, to all those who showed me that I was worthy of being loved, and to let go of my past, and to help me create a new timeline based on pure, selfless loving. You know who you are. Love to all. So if you would like this book, and I think that it's just so beautiful. We're going to make even a bigger copy of it in a hardbound, that kind of a thing. But this is beautiful, and again, I pinned it in the comments. But if you would like a signed copy of it, you just have to DM me Tulip, or send it to me. Get me that Tulip, and then we'll work out all the details. And I'm offering either just a signed version of it, or a personalized version, like, dear name, and I'll write a little note. And I'm going to videotape it too and send you the video so you know that it's real, just in case this book winds up being, selling millions. one day you'll have a real signature from me. And the third one is I'm eventually going to create an full audio book with music, original music, which I'll share with you as well soon. So that's it. That's the Kurt Shore Show. In the future, I'm planning on having guests from in the music industry, and then other people who entrepreneur friends of mine, or people I don't know that have overcome storms and, didn't give up. So I want to inspire. That's what I'm hoping to do. And I can't wait to also, for those people who, if you know anyone who wants a master class in songwriting, that's me. I've written hundreds of songs, have some hits, and I have lots of award-winning scores I did during the 25 years with D4 for many big brands. So I want to be a help. And I want to let you know how does a song come from zero to nothing, from nothing to, a full produced record. So I'll be giving tips about that too in the future. Anyway, once again, happy Easter. Thank you for watching. I hope the music moved you. And if it did, please let me know. And share whatever you can with your friends. Thank you. God bless you. Happy Easter. And love to all.